Steve Jobs, visionary thinking, seeing beyond the present. Connecting the dots. What if you could glimpse the future? Imagine the boundless possibilities if you held the power to not only see what lies ahead, but to shape it, to mold it into something extraordinary. That's the essence of visionary thinking, seeing beyond the present. I am Steve Jobs, and I've been on that journey, an expedition through imagination and reality, through failures and triumphs, to create products that didn't just add to the market but redefined it. The first lesson on our path is about connecting the dots. You see, life is a grand, intricate mosaic, and the future is not a distant realm detached from the present, but a tapestry woven from the threads of our past and present decisions, actions, and beliefs. Let's start with a simple example from my own life: the creation of the Macintosh. What was it if not an act of connecting the dots? It began with a calligraphy class I dropped in on after dropping out of Reed College. That seemingly insignificant choice led to an appreciation for typography and aesthetics, which eventually became a hallmark of the Mac. It was about connecting disparate experiences to cultivate a vision. Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound lessons from the legend. And so, you might ask, how can I connect the dots in my own life? The answer lies in curiosity. Pursue diverse experiences, learn relentlessly, and be open to the unexpected. You never know which dot might lead to your next breakthrough. Consider Apple's Think Different campaign. It was not just a slogan, it was a declaration of our ethos. When we launched the first iPhone, we didn't just create a new phone, we reimagined what a phone could be. It was a computer, a camera, an iPod, and a communication device all in one. This was possible because we dared to think that we could converge separate industries into one handheld device. Now think about your own life. What disparate experiences can you draw from? How will they shape your future? The second lesson is about intuition and heart. People say you can't put a price on intuition, on passion, on love, and they're right. When we created the iPod, it wasn't born just out of market analysis. It was born out of a love for music and a desire to carry 1,000 songs in your pocket. It was about creating something that didn't exist because we felt it should. Intuition is about trusting your gut when logic says otherwise. It's the whisper that guides you when you step into the unknown. It takes courage to follow your heart and intuition, but they somehow already know what you truly want to become. And so I ask you, are you listening to that whisper? Are you willing to trust your heart even when the path is uncharted? Take the example of our retail stores. Critics said it was a fool's errand. Yet, we trusted our intuition that people wanted a place not just to buy a computer, but to experience a brand. Today, Apple stores are more than retail spaces. They're the heart of our connection with our users. Moving to the third lesson, let's talk about crafting the narrative. You see, visionary thinking is not just about having an idea. It's about persuading others to see what you see. The narrative of your vision has to resonate, to stir emotions, to paint a picture of the future so vivid that others can't help but follow. When we introduced the iPad, many were skeptical. They questioned its purpose. Why would someone need an iPad when they already had a laptop and a smartphone? We crafted a narrative that the iPad was not a mere device. It was a window to a world of creativity, connectivity, and convenience. We showed how it could change the way teachers teach and students learn, how artists create and share their work, how we consume news, books, and entertainment. Now look at your own ideas, your own visions. Can you craft a narrative that will bring others along with you? Lastly, let's delve into perseverance through adversity. Visionary thinking is not immune to setbacks. In fact, it almost invites them. After all, if you're doing something revolutionary, you'll face resistance. Remember when we cut the ties with Adobe Flash on our mobile devices? We were ridiculed, but our vision was for a web with open standards like HTML5. It was a difficult decision, but it paved the way for a better, more secure, and more innovative web experience. So when you encounter resistance, remember it's not the end of your vision, but a test of your resolve. How will you persevere through adversity? These lessons, connecting the dots, intuition and heart, crafting the narrative, and perseverance through adversity, are the cornerstones of visionary thinking. Apply them, and you too can see beyond the present to a future only you can create. Now I've shared a lot, but let's focus deeper on the first lesson, connecting the dots, and see what that truly entails. You've probably heard me say, you can't connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect them looking backward. This is the essence of innovation, recognizing that the experiences we've had, the knowledge we've gained, can come together in new and exciting ways. But to make these connections, you must first connect the dots to connect. Think about when I first started Apple in my parents' garage. There was no guarantee of success. In fact, there were many reasons to think it would fail. Yet, I saw something beyond the present, a world where individual creativity was empowered by personal computing. To collect your dots, you must be voracious in your pursuit of knowledge and experiences. Don't limit yourself to what's comfortable or conventional. Travel, read, talk to people. Every conversation, every experience is a dot. Now let's consider intuition and heart. This is the voice inside that directs you when you're standing at a crossroads. It's not just emotional, it's an essential part of the cognitive process. It's what led me to envision the first iPhone. Everyone has intuition, but not everyone listens to it. Yet, it's those who do who find themselves at the helm of change. Remember when I talked about trusting something that I didn't fully understand? Summer selves, destiny, life, which has never let me down. You've had those moments too. Think back. When have you felt a strong pull towards an idea or a decision, even when it didn't make complete sense? That was your intuition speaking. Crafting the narrative is about telling a story, and not just any story, but one that's compelling and true to your vision. When I introduced the original iPhone, I didn't just talk about its features. I told a story of a device that would change the way we communicate, work, and live. It was a story people could see themselves in. Your story might not be about a product. It might be about a change you want to enact or a project you believe in. Can you articulate your vision in a way that excites and engages others? Can you inspire them to join you on your journey? Finally, perseverance through adversity. There were many times Apple could have faltered. We faced skepticism and setbacks, but we stayed the course. When we launched the Apple III, it was a failure, but we learned from it, and it set the stage for the success of the Macintosh. In your journey, you will face obstacles, but you must view each as an opportunity to learn and grow. The question is not if you will face adversity, but how you will respond when you do. Now remember the story of the iPhone once again. It wasn't just a device, it was a risk. We went against the norm and it paid off. Think about your own life, your own work. What risks are you willing to take? What norms are you willing to challenge to realize your vision? I've laid out the first part of this path. But remember, this is not just about the stories of Apple or my life. It's about how you can apply these lessons to your own journey. So, which of your dots are waiting to be connected? How will you listen to your intuition and tell your story? How will you persevere? Let's take a moment here. Reflect not on the words I've said, but on what they stir within you. What is your heart whispering to you right now? This is just the beginning. When you're ready for the next step, we'll move on to the deeper analysis and philosophical insights of these lessons. Until then, keep looking forward, keep dreaming, and keep believing in the impossible, because those who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. The alchemy of innovation, transforming vision into reality. As we delve further into the journey of visionary thinking, let's focus on the alchemy of innovation. How do you transform a vision into reality? This process is not just a matter of execution, it's an art form. It's about taking the intangible, a dream, an idea, an image of the future, and crafting it into something tangible. When I first envisioned the iPhone, it was a concept, a convergence of technology and artistry. But the real challenge was in the transformation of that concept into a product that people could hold in their hands. This is where visionary thinking meets the road of reality, and it's not a straight path. It's a winding road with hurdles to leap over and puzzles to solve. To start, let's talk about designing the experience. Innovation is not just about the product, it's about the experience it creates. With the iPhone, it wasn't just about making a phone with a touchscreen. It was about creating an experience that was intuitive, delightful, and magical. Think about your own projects. What experience are you aiming to create? How does your vision elevate the experience of those who will encounter your work? Next, consider simplicity as the ultimate sophistication. This is a principle I've always believed in. It's easy to make something complex, but it's hard to make something simple. Yet, simplicity is the foundation of high-functioning, revolutionary products. The iPod was a testament to this. It wasn't the first MP3 player, but it was the one that changed everything. Why? Because it was simple. 1,000 songs in your pocket and a user interface anyone could understand. Simplicity isn't just about the absence of clutter. It's about bringing clarity to complexity. Look at your vision. Is it simple? Can it be distilled to its essence without losing its power? Moving forward, let's discuss building the team. Visionary thinking is not a solo act. It's a symphony, and it requires a team of talented individuals playing in harmony. I may have been the face of Apple, but it was the collective genius of many that brought our visions to life. When assembling your team, seek diversity in skills and unity in vision. Find people who share your passion and complement your strengths. Lastly, we have embracing failure. This might seem counterintuitive, but failure is a crucial ingredient in the recipe for innovation. Each misstep is a lesson, and each setback is a chance to come back stronger. When we stumbled with products like the Newton or the Lisa, we didn't see it as the end. Instead, we saw it as an opportunity to refine our vision and our approach. Now take a moment to think about your own approach to failure. Do you see it as a stumbling block or a stepping stone? So, as we've explored these facets of transforming vision into reality, designing the experience, embracing simplicity, building a team, and learning from failure, we start to see the alchemy at work. Each is a crucial element in the process of innovation. Let's dive deeper into designing the experience. When you look at something like the Apple Watch, it wasn't just about creating a smartwatch. It was about creating a personal experience on the wrist. We considered every detail from the way you change the watch face to how you receive notifications. Your work, your vision, should be the same. Consider the details of the experience you're creating. How do they come together to form a cohesive whole? Now, reflect on simplicity as the ultimate sophistication. This concept goes beyond products. It applies to strategies, processes, and communication. It's about finding the core of your ideas and presenting them in a clear, direct manner. Look at your own ideas. Are they burdened with complexity? Can they be streamlined without losing their essence? In building the team, remember that the people you choose to bring into your vision will shape it. The original Macintosh team was small, but each person was carefully chosen because they were the best at what they did. As you build your team, consider not just the skills but the character of the people. Are they as passionate about the vision as you are? Will they push through the tough times? And when we talk about embracing failure, it's about resilience. It's about having the tenacity of spirit to keep going. We didn't know how successful the iPhone would be, but we believed in it, even when others doubted. Think about the last time you faced failure. Did it stop you, or did you learn from it and move forward? The alchemy of innovation is a complex process, but it's not beyond your reach. By focusing on these elements, you can begin to transform your visions into realities that can change the world. Consider this. What is the experience you want to create? How will you distill your idea to its simplest form? Who will be part of your team? How will you embrace and learn from your failures? These are not idle questions. They are the crucible in which your vision will be tested and refined. As we close this chapter, remember that the alchemy of innovation is not just about what you create, but about the journey you undertake and the growth you experience along the way. It's about turning the lead of uncertainty into the gold of success. Your path awaits. The crucible of creation, forging pathways to the future. In this next part of our exploration into the heart of innovation and visionary achievement, we enter the crucible of creation. Here, the raw materials of ideas and aspirations are melted down, refined and shaped into the innovations that will define the future. This is where the true test of a visionary lies, not just in the dreaming, but in the doing. As we venture into the crucible, let's examine the transformative power of persistent vision. To forge pathways to the future, one must possess a vision that endures through challenges and evolves with new insights. Persistence is the fuel that keeps the fires of innovation burning, even when the night is at its darkest. Consider the story of the Macintosh. The road to its creation was fraught with obstacles, from technical hurdles to internal conflicts. Yet, the persistent vision of creating a computer for the rest of us drove the project forward. The Macintosh was more than a product. It was a manifestation of the belief that technology should be accessible and empowering. Reflect on your own vision. Does it have the resilience to withstand the pressures of doubt, change, and challenge? How will you ensure that your vision remains clear and compelling, even as you navigate the inevitable complexities of bringing it to life? Next, let's discuss iterative ingenuity. Innovation is rarely a product of sudden revelation. It is usually the result of iterative refinement. Each iteration brings you closer to perfection, incorporating lessons learned from previous attempts and adapting to new information. The iPhone's touch interface didn't emerge fully formed. It was the result of countless iterations, each one testing new ideas, discarding what didn't work, and improving what did. This iterative process is not just about making a better product. It's about honing the very process of creation itself. As you progress with your projects, consider the iterative cycles that will hone your creation. How will you incorporate feedback and new insights? How will your project evolve with each iteration? Moving to cultivating ecosystems, remember that great innovations do not exist in a vacuum. They thrive within ecosystems that support their growth and adoption. Apple's ecosystem of devices, software, and services is a testament to the power of creating an environment where innovations can flourish and reinforce each other. Think about the ecosystem that your innovation will inhabit. How will you create or leverage existing frameworks to support and amplify the impact of your vision? Furthermore, we must embrace the symphony of synthesis. Innovation often arises at the intersection of diverse ideas and disciplines. The iPhone, for example, wasn't just a triumph of engineering. It was a synthesis of design, technology, and user experience. As you forge your pathway to the future, seek synthesis. How can you combine diverse elements to create something greater than the sum of its parts? What partnerships, cross-disciplinary insights, and unconventional combinations might lead to breakthroughs? And finally, we explore the zenith of execution. A vision, no matter how brilliant, is only as good as its execution. The iPod was not the first digital music player, but its execution, seamless integration with iTunes, user-friendly interface, and iconic design set it apart. Execution is where your capabilities are truly tested. It's where planning meets practice and where ideas meet the real world. How will you execute your vision with precision and excellence? What steps will you take to ensure that the final product or service embodies the quality and impact you envision? As we conclude this part, recognize that the crucible of creation is where the true mettle of a visionary is tested. It is in this high-heat environment that the strongest visions are formed and the future is shaped. The pathways to tomorrow are paved with persistent vision, iterative ingenuity, cultivated ecosystems, synthesized knowledge, and impeccable execution. Your journey through the crucible is unique. It's a path marked by moments of brilliance, tempered by the resolve to overcome obstacles. It is here, in the relentless pursuit of innovation, that tomorrow's legends are born. So, as you stand at the forge of the future, ask yourself, how will my persistent vision guide me through adversity? How will iterative ingenuity refine my creation? In what ways can I cultivate an ecosystem to support my vision? How will the synthesis of diverse ideas elevate my innovation? And how will I achieve the zenith of execution to bring my vision to reality? The crucible awaits, and within it, the opportunity to mold your visions into the innovations that will light the way forward. This is the crucible of creation, your forge of the future, the Odyssey of overcoming, navigating the seas of change. Embarking on the next leg of our transformative journey, we navigate the turbulent and often unpredictable seas of change. This odyssey is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, adaptability, and an unwavering commitment to overcoming the barriers that stand between visionaries and their aspirations. In this critical phase, we explore the essence of navigational foresight. Great visionaries are not merely reactive to change. They anticipate it. They possess an almost prescient ability to read the signs and currents of their time, adjusting their course proactively. The development of the iPad, for example, was not a response to a market demand, but rather a preemptive strike into a new category of personal technology. As you chart your own course, how will you develop the foresight to anticipate and respond to change? How will you recognize the early signals that dictate a need for course correction or a bold leap into uncharted waters? We must also consider the art of resilience. The path of innovation is strewn with setbacks, but it is resilience that enables visionaries to rise again after each fall. Apple's return to prominence in the late 1990s was not just a story of innovative products, but also of incredible resilience in the face of financial and competitive adversity. Reflect on your capacity for resilience. When faced with setbacks, how do you find the strength to persevere? What strategies can you employ to build resilience into your team and your project? In the spirit of resilience, we must embrace the power of pivot. The ability to pivot, to fundamentally shift your strategy or approach when the situation demands it, is a hallmark of successful innovation. The shift from the original Apple computer line to the iMac is a classic example of a pivotal moment that redefined the company's trajectory. How will you recognize when it's time to pivot? What mechanisms will you put in place to ensure you can make these critical transitions smoothly and effectively? Journeying further, we encounter the wisdom of iteration. It is one thing to pivot or adjust course. It is another to refine and perfect through iteration. The iPhone's evolution from a revolutionary idea to a series of increasingly sophisticated devices is a testament to the power of continuous improvement. In your own Odyssey, how will you apply the wisdom of iteration? How will you balance the need for forward momentum with the imperative to refine and improve your work? Finally, we address the mastery of momentum. Maintaining forward progress, even in the face of daunting challenges, is essential. It is momentum that carries projects through rough waters and propels them toward their ultimate destination. Apple's consistent release cycle and product updates across its ecosystem are examples of maintaining and capitalizing on momentum. Consider your approach to maintaining momentum. How will you keep your team motivated and focused? What processes will you establish to ensure steady progress? As we conclude this installment of our journey, we recognize that the Odyssey of overcoming is defined by the ability to foresee change, the resilience to withstand storms, the agility to pivot when necessary, the wisdom to iterate and perfect, and the mastery of maintaining momentum. Your voyage through the seas of change is a testament to your dedication and a narrative of your resolve. It is here, amidst the swells and lulls, that the true character of a visionary is revealed. So, as you face the vast horizon, ask yourself, how will navigational foresight guide my decisions? In what ways will I cultivate resilience in the face of adversity? When and how will I execute the power of pivot? How will the wisdom of iteration inform my journey? And how will I achieve and sustain the mastery of momentum to propel my vision forward? The Odyssey of overcoming is a voyage like no other, a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who dare to dream and do. It is both a challenge and a privilege to navigate these seas of change, for in their depths lie the pearls of possibility. Set sail and let the winds of perseverance carry you to the shores of success.